I know it's been a while. So, I haven't posted in a while because a couple of things went on, so I'm gonna do that as an intro. If you don't want to see that, you can stick ahead to here, and that will be the wig. But here's my life intro. For coming back. So it's been probably almost a year since I really posted anything on YouTube. I started doing a lot on TikTok, even before that, but like TikTok is just a lot easier to manage. But in all honesty, I haven't really had any payout with TikTok either. Like, can't do much with it. So I'm trying to get back into YouTube so I can make longer videos, even though they are a little bit more time consuming. I feel like you guys get a lot better information. In the last year since I've been missing, I got married, and my husband and I sold our house and moved into a bus. So you can actually see back here, like the edge of the bus window. And we're going to start our new journey down south near Atlanta on a homestead, hopefully very soon, but that has gotten quite complicated too, and maybe that's a story for another day or a story for my other channel. So I did start another channel. Yay! And that channel is very different from this one. That one is all homesteading, tiny living, upcycled living, but not like costume stuff, like more like daily maintenance, you know, maintenance crafting is the word I'm looking for. So like, it's going to be more like darning socks and stuff like that, and it has its own TikTok channel as well. So those are some of the things I've been working on, but today we're going to work on a Medusa wig. So I have my wig ready. I am going to be painting some snakes and adorning them and then putting them in this hair, and I think it's gonna look awesome. So let's get going on that. I've already pre-painted my snakes, so they were just like plastic craft snakes, and I've already teased my wig, but that's all I've done so far. So let's get started and I can show you what I'm working on.
Apologies in advance. My bird is deciding to talk all day today and will not stop talking in the background. So if you hear him in the background, that is Cicero, and he is talkative today. So I've got these plastic craft snakes, and I'm just using a basic acrylic to paint them in the way I want. As you can see, I already put tiny little rhinestones on their eyes in a couple of places, and then I'm actually just using a NYX powder from an eyeshadow kit. While we're on the string of apologies, I also have so much airbrush paint stuck under my nails, so they look filthy, and I'm so sorry. But like I said, my life's been really busy, so it's been really hard for me to put out content, but I'm gonna try to catch up on it and do more in the coming days. So once I have the powder on, I'm going to need something to seal it in, so I'm using this matte spray. It's just a clear spray to lock in all that metallic powder that just, it really brings out their like little scales and makes them look really nice and more textured. Then I'm going to start on the wig itself. So with the wig, I'm doing a ton of teasing and a lot of pinning. It is a synthetic wig. I could use a steamer to try and kind of steam it in place, but today I'm just going to be placing things where I want them. I don't need it super curly, and for those who don't have a steamer, this is going to be a way that you can work with synthetic hair and place it to make it look a little faux curly without going full bore. So I'm separating these little pieces out and teasing them, and then I'm keeping the front layer really smooth, and that's going to be the piece I start pinning into these like faux finger waves and covering all that teasing in the back so it doesn't look quite as messy. This may take a couple of tries. I did put things in and take things out and go back and forth a number of times. Remember to be patient with yourself when working with this kind of stuff. It is an art form. Nothing turns out perfect the first time, and it takes a lot of time and patience. So right at this point, you can see me folding it over into kind of a snake form. Some of the ideas I had with this wig was to make the hair itself looked like it was turning into snakes, and I did a couple of different things to do that, some of them that I'll cover later in this video. But I wanted to have the hair folding over into itself in almost snake-like shapes as well. So you can see where it's all just kind of bundled up. There's no defined curl, it's just some twisted shapes. Now in the back, I've made myself a huge ratted area, and I'm going to be folding that up just to make the hair bigger in the back, and then putting a sponge into it. So I've put a sponge up top and a sponge in the back to help make this bigger, and now I'm going to be doing the same thing where I do those curled pieces and pull them up. And then I've pulled out a couple of pieces and cut them out and let them lay down straight. I bought this gold ribbon trim and it looks like leaves, and I just felt like it really played into that Grecian look that I really wanted. So I cut those pieces before gluing them down, measured them out, figured out where I wanted them. So in a minute, you'll see me picking up a snake and actually cutting it in half. When I did decide to start putting the snakes in, putting a full snake in just didn't look natural. They looked like they were sitting flat to her head and they weren't twisting in and out of her hair. So actually cutting them in half, tucking the halves in and having them hang out was the best way to really make it look like her hair was turning into the snakes. Especially since they're more of a stiff plastic. They have a little bit of give, but they weren't going to be anything other than a flat snake. So taking these pieces and cutting them in half and placing them that way really gave it more of an organic look, I think, and it didn't look quite as fake. So I'm just using hot glue, by the way. This is nothing super fancy. It's just a little bit of hot glue, and I'm using them on the ends and then placing the snakes where I want them to be. So one of the next things I decided to do is that, like I said, I really wanted to make it look like the hair was turning into snakes. So I bought a bunch of little sequins. It was actually from a nail kit on Amazon. And I'm using E6000. I'm individually placing tiny little scales for each small piece, so that the hair curls look like they're turning into the snakes. This was my favorite detail, very glamorous. It worked awesome for the shoot. If you do want to see the full photo shoot, I have all the models and photographers' information linked in the bio below, so check that out. Thank you.